What's up, Locker Room? The documentary has dropped now, and I'm sure you guys probably have tuned in and getting a glimpse of it. I don't know if you're going to watch it all or how you watch it. I'm going to try to, I've seen most of it, and then I saved some of it because I want to kind of watch it when everybody's watching it, when everybody watches it. So I can kind of get that same feeling what everybody's doing. So I saved some of it. But episode 1. Let's talk about that. What I find fascinating about episode 1. I thought the thing I got out of it for me, episode 1, you guys saw, they talked about Jerry. They introduced me, and it kind of went through the path Jerry. Well, they introduced all of us. First of all, I love how they do the introductions, because they do that cowboy western style thing. I love how they set all of that. But what's interesting to me, outside of the scenery of it, is the substance of it and what I learned and that I didn't even know. I didn't know that Jerry was so directed and always wanted to own a football team. I didn't know that he was going through these things in college and in high school, thinking about these things, putting together a plan to one day own a football team. And what strikes me is also, I like to hear what makes successful people tick, to try to glean from that, try to grab something, to try to add to my whatever something I have. So I want to hear about what makes you tick in the beliefs that you have in yourself. Like the belief Jerry had when he took the big gamble on the oil well. And he hit that. He was already in $50 million in debt. Hit that, put him up over, gave him $100 million. Then he goes in deeper debt to buy the Dallas Cowboys. He chased his dream. And he never let satisfaction get in the way. And that was interesting to me. Because at some point you think you get enough money, you can stop and slow down and say, that's it. Jerry hit that thing for $100 million. A lot of people, that's money for a lifetime, But Jerry put all of that on the line to go and buy the Dallas Cowboys, to find his ultimate dream, to follow his ultimate dream. I thought that's fascinating. I don't know if people will look at this and get any kind of anything for Jerry, but I think you'll look at it and find it interesting that you see, and you'll see, what he means when he talks about he has he put a lot into it, and to him that is a lot. That was a lot. Episode 1 also I thought was interesting because I didn't really live through like that the letting go of Tom Landry. I was here, but I was in a different place, When I look back on it now, I can see how harsh it was to Coach Landry. But I was in such a place of trying to fix the 3-13. And when Jerry, they showed a press conference, that Jimmy came in. I never knew that Jimmy came in and they went out to dinner and they went to Tom Landry's favorite spot. Like, how did they not think that was going to get out, and all of that stuff? I didn't even know all of that. So it made me feel a certain kind of way, even though I know Jimmy was coming in to Dallas. And honestly, at the time, I was so crushed by being 3-13, I just wanted out of that. So I really didn't feel the weight of the Tom Landry firing back then because I knew what was going on in the locker room too. Like honestly, there was a time that Coach Landry, I just, maybe he was forgetting some things. And I think I could tell on the sideline. And, he was a great man, and a great coach. And even watching that first press conference, oh my God, Now you look back how they really butchered that. Jerry never stepped up and said, anything about how great Tom was and how much you owe him all the credibility in the world for building the Cowboys to where they hadn't gotten it, where he had gotten the Cowboys. He just jumped right in and started talking Jimmy Johnson. So that was hard to even rewatch because of the respect and love that I know my dad and I have for Coach Landry. But I thought that was interesting because I didn't feel that pain then. I was too marred in the 3-13 season that we had just had. And too marred and got people that was accepting losing. And I really didn't feel the weight of letting Tom go in 89 like I did in 2025. I thought that was, because now I'm older, I'm looking back, I'm reflecting, and yeah, that was hard to even watch this time around. Yeah, it was hard to watch this time around because I got such a respect for Tom Landry and his family and everything that he has done. And I don't know, I was just not, I guess in my own little world about trying to get the Cowboys turned back around and oh my God, I can't lose. Because listen, I tell y'all, I literally cried after every loss in 88. I mean, tears crying because I'm a poor loser. And I hadn't been losing much. So that was real difficult to see, to watch. And yeah, to live with that. You know what I mean? I remember thinking all along, all day long, I just need a quarterback. Now remember, I was lining up. Supposed to be Danny White, then starting with Steve Pellure. And Steve Pellure got hurt. They brought in a Paul McDonald, a left-hander, and then a Kevin Sweeney, a short guy. Man, we had nothing that first year. My first year, 1988, we had nothing. And it was a hard season all the way around. And people started talking about, oh my God, we don't even know if these boys could do anything. They don't look like they know what they're doing, talking about Jerry and Jimmy. And for a while, as much as we were losing, it really didn't look like they knew what they were doing. But they knew one thing. All of that losing from that 3-13 season gave us the first pick in the draft. And the first pick in the draft was going to become my buddy, my main man. Half of the 88, just 8. And soon, very soon, we gonna start cooking, baby. Cooking, baby. Cooking, baby. Cooking. We'll talk about episode 2, because episode 2 is going to be about that number 8 and how we got so blessed coming out that season that was a mess to sign my partner in crime, Troy Aikman. We will be discussing these first few episodes tomorrow on the live. So make sure you tune in right here on The Locker Room. I'll take some questions. Don't get too far ahead in the document. So we can kind of walk through these things and talk through these things. Episode 1 was just like I said, just basically the intro to everything. So don't go too far ahead. And we'll talk about it right here in The Locker Room live.